We have cap room and we have the ability to create more cap room, so we have a lot of flexibility. And I don't think that, whether we decide to operate above the cap and use exceptions is another possibility. So we got a lot of different choices to make over the next period of time, and some of that's going to depend on, what we have left and when we try to re-sign some of our own free agents. So, but there's a lot of flexibility, and obviously we have our draft choices, and I think we're well positioned in that regard. I think in that respect, moves we made at the trade deadline helped us create some flexibility.
Will that willingness to exceed the cap depend on how you feel about where you are as a team for the immediate?
I think it's just a question of figuring out how best to use the rules to expand the roster in as many different ways as possible, and that'll require a little bit of study to figure out and analyze what's the best approach to be able to add as many pieces as we can.
Are you getting a vibe yet at all from the Brandon Knight camp, either way?
I'm always optimistic. We like him a lot. We just finished our exit interview with him, and he's a very, very intelligent, bright guy who I think will, conduct a fair and reasonable process, and that's all we ask for. Not to speak for him. I think he's enjoyed his time here, and we'll work hard to get that done. But I feel comfortable with the relationship, but the proof will be in the pudding.
Lon, what are your thoughts on Danny Granger, and would you like to have him return?
That's going to depend on his health. I mean, we've put him here with the best training staff in the NBA, in our opinion. Maybe one that's really world class. I mean, it's been one of our aspirations in the time I've been here, and I think we've got the right people. We've got excellent people in that regard. And he's comfortable with it, and he's made progress. So it's all going to depend on what his health is. What's particularly appealing to him, and we picked his brain a little bit today, is just his observations on our team and his capacity for leadership and his experience and his playoff experience and just being a solid veteran. Obviously, that's something that we need, and if he's capable of playing and providing that would be a plus. He's a very professional person, and again, very intelligent, and we enjoy having him here. It's just going to depend on how he feels. He thinks he's got more left, and so we hope he's right. He's going to work hard, I know that.
As far as Knight is concerned, how comfortable or confident are you that he wants to coexist with another young franchise point guard?
He says he's comfortable with it, and Eric says he's comfortable with it, so that's good enough for me. I mean, we wish we would have had more opportunity to see them together. We got glimpses that disappeared in the blink of an eye, but the glimpses were encouraging, and that's a system that Ryan and Jeff believe in, and it was successful last year when when our 2 point guards were healthy, and we've won a lot of games playing that way. So that's the thought process, but I think they're comfortable with each other, and that's good.
The vibe is that you guys were disappointed by this season, how it ended, but that you're confident with your plan, especially in the front office. Can you expand on that?
Yeah, my view of it is that the end was rough. We really decimated at the end by injuries, and that leaves a very bitter and poor taste in our mouth. And I don't think that it truly reflects where we are and what kind of season we had. So that's one way to look at it, and you can say that, and you can point to the games we lost at the buzzer, and you can look to all the games we lost that were close, and you can come away with that feeling optimistic, and I do. But I don't think you can use any of those things as an excuse or delude yourself that there isn't a lot of work to be done and a lot of improvement that has to be made. And so I think the answer is somewhere in the middle. But I am optimistic about our future. particularly because I think we have the right people in place. I mean, I've said this the other day that a year ago we were lauding Jeff as a potential coach of the year, and Ryan getting very serious consideration as executive of the year, and those are the same guys that are here now. And if anything, they're smarter and better and working harder. So, to me, from my perspective, that's the reason to be optimistic. We've got the right people in place, and the infrastructure's well developed in every respect. And now it's just a question of adding the pieces we need to add. And I think we've got the resources and the acumen to do that. But again, we have to do it. So and our cap situation is good. We still have lots of first-round picks coming over the next period of time, which can either be used or traded. So yeah, I feel very, very optimistic. But that doesn't diminish the fact that I wish we had made more progress this year in terms of wins and losses.
Sure, cautious optimism with Brandon, but the way he's openly said he wants to come back, he's communicating with you, isn't that a better feeling than a year ago in the same situation?
I had a good feeling a year ago, and I'd just been doing this long enough not to put too much stock in any of this. I mean, at the end of the day, you have a negotiation and you try to reach common ground, and sometimes it takes 4 months and sometimes it takes 4 minutes. And hopefully this will be closer to 4 minutes if we can get it done. But if not, we'll work our way through the process. But the most important thing for me is that we like everything about Brandon, and you don't ever know that until you have him here. We wish he could have played more, but everything we've seen reinforces our view that we like him a lot and we want him back, and he's giving us a signal that he wants to be back. But there's still a negotiation to be had.
Thank you, Lon.
Okay.